From a young age, I always felt that I wanted to work for a better world. But when I was young, I was so shy. And in school, I was always the one sitting furthest back. And I felt that, okay, I want to contribute, but I have no clue how. And I don't think actually that I can. That was my feeling. Creating change and finding my path to do that has been a struggle, and it has been an adventure that started very early in my life. As a child, I saw extreme poverty and waste close up, actually just outside of our doorstep in our home in India. After some years, we moved to Sweden, and after that, I lived with one foot in India and the other one in Sweden. Two countries, crazily different, almost opposites actually. And for me to understand how am I going to balance these two worlds has been a struggle. But it has also helped me to figure out a bit more who I am, because I had to learn to identify what is it that I want and not listen to what the different societies around me are telling me that I should do. One really important thing that I've learned from this is that, oh my God, life is really a lottery. Depending on where we end up in this world, we have totally different opportunities, possibilities, and responsibilities. Each and every one of us have to acknowledge what we have and do something out of that, whatever that may be, but something. My driving force is that I want to work with taking care of the resources that we have around us and to help people around me to become the best that they can be.
I grew up in a Swedish middle-class family among creatives on a farm with horses and cows. My first encounter with the need for social change and also resources scarcity was through my aunt's engagement in the Western Saharan freedom movement, Polisario. When I was 8 years old, my aunt and her friends organized an exchange to Sweden from the refugee camps bordering Algeria. One of the women who participated in the exchange was Miriam. She must have been in her early teens when we met, and we became friends. And despite the fact that we didn't speak the same language, our friendship had a profound impact on me. When I realized, as an 8-year-old, that she was going back home to a country at war, I was devastated and scared. Throughout my life, in my childhood, my teens, and also in my adult life, I've constantly found myself in situations where I've assumed a leadership role. I have noticed that I, together with other people, can put things into motion. Whether it's been theater, feminism, youth culture, or now how to conduct business in a sustainable way. My driving force is that I've seen that I and my leadership, we can contribute to change, social and environmental change.
Our passion is to create a zero-waste society. But this is how we see the world today. In Sweden, we consume as we would have 3 planets. And what we're doing is that we're thinking in a linear way, and we're producing things in a linear way. This means that we take resources from our planet, and then we make things, and then we throw them away. And there we have the reason for the huge amount of waste that is being created all around the world in a rapid speed right now. We don't want that. So this is what we have today, but we need to move from this linear way of doing things to this. We need to get circular. And this is exciting, this is innovative, and this is where we can do some really amazing things, because we need to think totally out of the box here. What this means is that we need to start producing things. And when we do that, we need to first think, okay, what do we do after we finished using the product? What happens then? How can we see to it that this product does not become waste, that it goes back into nature in a good way? Maybe even helping the nature, if that's possible. So we want a closed loop society where we move away from our take, make, waste society, and we say totally bye-bye to the idea of infinite economic growth.
And this is vital because this is all we've got.
So our vision, a zero-waste society, what we mean with that is to taking care of the human capacities that we have around us, and also taking care of the material resources that we have around us. So how many here can imagine a world without waste?
A few.
A few. But I have good news. The planet does not create waste, people. That is actually something that we humans recently came up with, that concept of waste. Interesting, huh? So, to remove the concept of waste, which we can because we're the ones that created it, we need to move away from take, make, waste thinking, and we seriously need to rethink the way we do business. We need to get more creative. The other part is that we really need to take responsibility. It's our obligation to take away the waste. The first reason is we're the one that came up with it. The second reason is that we're the only ones that can do it. To be able to do this, to get to the zero-waste society, we need to be resilient. And resilience is the ability to shift and to respond to change. That is what we need now, especially with all of the climate changes that is happening, and especially with a very unstable economy. We need to build businesses that can think like this, and organizations that can think like this. And even more, we as people, because we are the ones that are building the organizations and the businesses.
And this is why we started the Good Tribe together. We want to create a zero-waste happy planet, a zero-waste society. Every year we meet thousands of people in schools, municipalities and businesses, and we educate them how to become zero waste. Our profit is reinvested in our business. The purpose of our business is not to make profit, it's to make profit within the planet's boundaries. And this profit is then being reinvested into new ways, new creative and innovative ways of becoming zero waste. Starting our business has been tricky, to say the least. When we started in 2009, we had no money whatsoever. During this entire process, we've been living in 2 different countries, and at times even at different continents. And during our second year in business, a brand that we developed was taken from us, and there was nothing we could have done about it.
So, sure, we've done some huge mistakes. And we still do. And, oh my God, some of them really hurt. But that's a part of our learning process. And that's what we take with us. And the most important thing that we do when we do what we do is to try to follow our gut feeling and to follow our passion in everything that we do, even though that we don't know where that road will take us. During the years of running this business, we realized that it's easier to understand our own role in creating change and finding our own path in life if we understand ourselves a bit more. If we understand mostly what it is that drives us, but also to understand the community around us. So we actually developed a formula that we work a lot with, where it's a formula or a
thought model.
Yeah, a thought model. You can say a thought model as well, where we've broken down the different stages or different parts that are important in working with change from our perspective and to create a happy zero-waste planet.
So with that being the goal, I will now explain to you the different components of how we can find our role in creating change. Let's start with the first one. The first one is my passion. If you want to contribute to making change of any kind, you need to start by asking yourself, what are you really passionate about? What are you really good at? Perhaps those two are interconnected. Or maybe you do it the way I did it. I thought that I was in full control of my passions and what I was good at. And then I left Sweden completely going out of my comfort zone. And I completely lost it. I had no idea what I was doing. And then just to realize after a few years, returning to a point when I found myself again and realizing that what I thought was my passions and my capacity in the beginning was exactly held true still at that point.
Challenges in my community. Yeah, so defining that, identifying what are the challenges in the community that you're in or that affects you. For me, it could be Sweden, it could be India, it could even be Brazil, actually. So what community is important for you? And what is it that frustrates you? What is it you would like to change? It doesn't matter if you're thinking about yourself as an individual or as a business or as an organization. But how can you connect that passion that Evelina was talking about? How can you use that to create cool solutions to that challenge that you want to work with?
The next component of our thought model is creativity and ideas. And creativity is vital in the situation where we are right now. If we want a zero-waste, happy planet, then we need to start thinking outside of the box for real. Using creativity as means is vital at this stage. Somebody very wise coined the expression, waste is what's left when imagination fails. And ideas. Once you start searching for the answers of these questions, what you're really passionate about, what you're really good at, and what the challenges are in your community, ideas will start popping up. And they will start popping up, trust me. Once you have ideas, start sharing these ideas with other people. Put your idea out there. Find common denominators with other people's ideas and develop them further. It's really important that you put yourself and your idea out there. Maybe you can even create a tribe with people that are around you, people that you have close and that care for the same causes as you do. And the last part, and this is maybe where it gets tricky. Because once you have an idea and you've identified where you're going to do this idea, you need to start moving from thinking about your idea to actually putting it into action. And the world needs you right now. We need you to contribute with your idea. Put your idea into action today. And
actually, just not so long ago, we actually came up with an idea working a lot with this formula, so we wanted to share it with you. Okay, so our passion, we talked about that a lot. We want to create a zero-waste society. But another part is also that we love jam. I love jam. Evelina, not so much, but I really, really, really love jam. And the other part is that we're really good at coming up with ideas. A bit too good, actually. We're a bit addicted to ideas. And the next part is identifying the challenge. Our challenge was that fruits, my God, we're throwing out so much delicious fruits. How can we take care of that resource? So our idea is to create a jam business, a sustainable one, a local one, a franchising model, which also creates new jobs. And that's one way of using this way of thinking.
you can also start putting yourself and your ideas into this thought model. Among all the thousands of people that we've met in schools, municipalities, and businesses, we've met so many people with so many good ideas and so much energy and commitment into improving our situation here on the planet, and to implementing sustainable development and creating a happier planet. And that gives us hope. That gives us true hope. We've also seen over and over again that independently of life stories, just look at how different mine and Gayathri's life stories are. Independently of life stories, everyone has the capacity and the resources to contribute something to change. And it's the responsibility of each and every one of us to move out of our comfort zones and find our role in change.
Putting it as my uncle puts it when he speaks to his students in India at his university. If not here, then where? And if not now, then when? And if not you, then who? Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you.